Welcome back to Med Audio. We are today to the high-end show 2022, and we have today Estelon President and Chief Designer, Mr. Alfred Vasillikov. Thank you very much to join me to this interview.
Thank you for your invitation.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. I'm very happy to be again after this Corona time.
Yes.
It's very nice because we have some time for R&D, for preparing our product, and now we are happy that we have so many interest from our products. And today we are here with our new model. It's Extreme MK2. Actually, it's not very new because many years ago we was here with our first version of Extremes, and now it's like adjusted, renovated model. And what we was do with this, we use new mid-range, new tweeter for this model, and of course our crossover is rebuilt, and connection system is new and rebuilt. That actually many innovations is inside after this speaker. And
Before jump to the speaker, we will do it very soon. I would like to do a small introductions about Estelon company and how a little bit of history, just what you did before this running this company and what was your hobby and your experience.
my first experience, it's my father,
Okay.
because my father was a very good player with accordion. It was these evenings what I not forgot for all my life. And from this time, I think it's I like music. I start to looking for the how I can listen music. It was radios in our home, and I listened more these radios. After I start to looking for why one radio play another that play not that some another radio, and I was open it. Sorry, and broke it. Some radios, but it's start my interest how sound it's built.
Okay.
And yes, it's after this I start to build my own speakers, and after I make my choice for education, and after I start to work with this area. It's because it's for me it's interesting. Now it's almost 40 years with this business, and I'm happy.
So we know that the brand, tell me if I'm wrong, was born in 2010,
Yes.
right? So let's say that is a pretty new brand. Was difficult to compete with other brands?
Yes, if we are started, it was the time that many our friends or competitors says that the market it's full. Yeah, it's very difficult to bring something. But our idea was quite innovative, and we have this like building of the speaker, a little another philosophy. And this philosophy is build the sound in real living or listening room. And according this, we was build our speakers.
Okay.
These speakers is like built from inside, from the engineering. And outside design, it's like a result of this. I can mostly explain every square centimeter of of these speakers. Of course, for this, I have a good experience with my previous experience with installations. It helps to understand how it's possible or how we need to build the sound in the room, or with what technical decisions. And yes, this was some difficult years because yes, market is full, new brand, and nobody. No, of course I had some connections with some peoples, and it helps. And this previous experience was very useful. For example, I was regularly visited Las Vegas shows and some European shows, Frankfurt, Munich, etc. And yes, it helps very much to start to build it, not from zero. Okay. And yeah, it was the time that many companies look how we stay alive or not. What we do is our product. We present not only one model or maybe something interesting too. And after some years, we feel now good that finally we have a brand, we have good products, we have good customers, partners, and yes, it was difficult time, but now we feel good.
So, which are your priority and on what you are focusing when you're developing a new speaker?
It's a good question, actually. It's because of course many components need to be together. Of course, we are monitoring the market situation, what's happening in the market. We have contacts with our partners, customers, to feel this situation, what it can be needed in the market now or next year, mostly. And but from another side, this is a permanent R&D process inside company, and because we, for example, with highest level, we have some solutions what we can use in lower level speakers, and we monitoring new technologies, new materials, new components, and all this it's like some reserve in our mind, and we thinking how we can build something new and interesting. And again, because we build the sound from like inside, it needs to be idea first of all, and after the way how we build this and how we propose this. Very important. Of course, some new product coming.
You know, when you go to hi-fi show, it's always very hard to understand the sound quality of a speakers because there is a lot of things that can change. For example, the room, the environments, the people that are there. Sometimes you have a lot of people, sometimes not, so you have different reverberations. But from the times that I was listening the Estelon speakers, I noticed that they are natural and balanced. Can you describe a little bit the sound quality and if are suitable with any kind of music genre?
Yeah, it's not easy to build the sound, but we have two important things, that we have good preparation in the home, of course, and second, we have this room during years, and we know this like specific of this room, and according this we're preparing some elements, not very much. In our room it's maybe 2 or 3 additional elements, very easy. Yes, but very important to, of course, the feel this environment and feel this equipment maybe specific. And altogether it's actually process.
Okay.
It, why we coming here early and then spend one day for the building exposition.
Okay.
And
How much
second,
it takes? Sorry if I ask you.
one,
come 1 day before?
2 days before.
2 days before.
Yeah.
Okay.
One day we built all this room
Yeah.
and switch on equipment.
Okay.
And next day it's adjusting,
Okay.
sound adjusting mostly. It's using this positioning changes, using some acoustical material, using some components, changing in the equipment.
So you was need to do a little bit of acoustic treatment also?
A little, yeah, a little bit, because actually our speakers play mostly in many different conditions. Yeah, because it's our speakers' philosophy.
Okay. So can play in a small room like in a big room, right? Or
It's depending on the speaker size.
okay.
Yeah.
It's important the speaker size.
The speaker size, what bigger room, this bigger speaker you need.
Okay. I mean, if you put a big speaker in a small room.
Of
you
course,
have
it's a little more difficult. Yeah, but it's possible. Always possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's take me to a question that I always ask to when I do an interview that is really interesting and is regarding a controversial aspects of hi-fi that is measurements versus listening. I think we ask you for so much this question, but it's always interesting, because you saw a lot of reviewers that they speak a lot about measurements, but in the end, what is really matters is the sound quality, right? You want to speak about it maybe, if there is any correlations, how much you can understand from the measurements that you can then listen during a listening section.
Yeah, this question exists years and years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my answer is both is very important. And for our experience, of course, these measurements, these simulations to the PC programs, it's very helpful. Yeah, it's very, very good. It's for us, it's like one instrument because okay, we can have some characteristics. These characteristics, it's like qualification to the next etap. Next etap, it's listening. And yes, we use measurement, we use parameters, of course, but one thing what we do with this, how we interpret this is more important. Because for example, we need make some influence for understanding how speaker or system, I named this system because it's complicated. How system works, we need to make some change and put some change onto the speaker and see what is reaction for understand what important case for this system. And yes, according this, we can thinking about next step, what we can change and what these changes can bring for us. And yes, and actually we not very separate this. What way? Yes, qualification after the listening process, what is much more important. Finally, we make the speakers for the listening, not for the measuring. And next etap, it's listening. But after first listening, we come back to the measurement because we found some elements what we need to change. How this change? It's help our experience, our understanding, and of course these instruments for with what we can do something. And this is a very important combination. And without this, it's Of course, it's possible to do something, but it's like with better vision.
Okay.
It's yes, of course. For example, our models need this work with listening
Yeah.
months that 3, 4, 6, 7 months for only for this listening and adjusting process. It's like musical instrument.
Yeah.
It's very similar. It's, yeah, this both processes as very important.
Do you think there is still a lot of work that the technology can achieve in speaker design and driver designs if you want to separate the things?
Nee, I say one thing. For me, yes, it's I little maybe change your question one answer. People ask me how many time needs this, for example, extreme building and developing. My answer is almost 40 years. Why? Because it's not possible to separate how many time it's developed this or this. Because without previous experience, it's
Step by step.
yeah,
process,
yeah. All this experience is very important for the building something new. And this is one real important things for this.
So I think we can speak about the setups that you are presenting here today, that we will see it also later in the video, in separate videos. There are, as I know, 2 setups from Estelons today available at the show. The main one and the second one. You can maybe speak about the setup type, why did you choose this type of amplifications, if there is a reasons or is a collaboration?
Yeah, it's one point that we try to use different equipments for testing our equipment.
Yeah.
It is important, of course, for all of us because we use some experience from our partners, maybe implement for our speakers and oppositely. For example, now this year we use in the Munich MSB technology equipment from nice California. Yeah, and yes, this philosophy it's quite close for our sound philosophy. This time we use with pleasure experience from MSB and help maybe MSB to see how we understand the sound and maybe use this for the future. Of course, because all is in dynamic. And we use now this MSB monoblocks, DAC select, and we use now our power supply supplier boxes. Now it's like prototypes.
Okay.
And Kubala Sosna cables usually we use, and because we use inside of our speakers these cables. Yeah, and Furotec boosters, it's important too. For this level of the sound, all small detail is important. And yes, we play digital music from the Rune system, and now we make this only this choice.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's easy if internet is correct or yeah. But yeah, what more?
So, if you have to say something? Yes,
Yeah.
please.
And in our friends from European MSB, We have sets. They have a set with MSB equipment with a new block, what is very interesting, and our Forza speakers. It's also our flagship, but before Extremes. It's this set. It's also very interesting.
So I noted maybe we go a little bit more in details, not so much, but just a little bit about the new Extreme MK2. I noted you are using ceramic drivers, there is a diamond tweeter. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about it, and if there is something special, maybe about the crossover and cabinet materials.
Like usually, this cabinet materials, it's same now for all our speakers. This is a marble-based composite material. We are developed this some years before we start our own company and like Estelon speakers. And during time, of course, we adjust a little this material, but it's almost same all time because it's technologically it's possible to make speaker with molding process because we need quite difficult surfaces and shape for the speaker because it's all goes from engineering for the acoustical needs. And this material is strong because main component is marble. Yeah, this material is have a good internal absorbing. It's again we need for the sound, and we looking for these combinations during some years before, and. Finishing, it's very important for the speaker because we built a speaker for the living rooms. It's need to be stay in the room. If it's not play, stay in the room. It's like interior or furniture or sculpture element, and it's very important for us too. And it's according emotions and feelings. If you see. Some things what is not make the negative reactions. If it's made the positive reactions, people is more open for the music, for the music absorbing and give more positive emotions. And yes, drivers. We use Akuton drivers for these speakers.
From Germany, right?
From Germany, yeah. This is like our good partner. We have some drivers with like custom made for us, for especially for our speakers, for Extremes, for example. And this philosophy again, it's very close for our philosophy how we build the sound. And yes, we use best components like capacitors, like resistors, like cables, and but all this it's like big orchestra.
Okay.
It's every component sound characters need to be integrated of the all this music together. And now we use in Extreme 2 like cell conception drivers. It's, these drivers has the like in one front panel like zero timing for start impulse. It's easy to more easy to build a crossover. Maybe not right word so easy, but it's give more possibility to build more right sound. Yeah, it's not very easy to build crossovers. Yeah, some people say that with Akuton drivers it's not easy. I know.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's possible. Yeah, and we know how it's how it can do. And yeah, these two drivers, of course, needs a new crossover for this extreme. It's this time crossover is totally rebuilt. Yeah, we put this in the lower part of the speaker for sealed enclosure for reduce some vibrations or acoustical this influence for like microphonic effect. It's very important for this level of equipment. And we use a new connection system with a loudspeaker cable. Again, we reduce any big inert details from the binding posts and something. We have almost direct contact for the crossover components. And we use new finishings for extremes, of course, and new remote control and system for adjust the height of the speaker. Okay. This was idea from first extreme. Okay. Yeah, because it's very important for the acoustical adjusting in the room. It's,
you can show us.
Yeah, I show this later. Yeah. Yes, with pleasure.
Okay, and in the end, what is your vision for the futures, if you have one?
Maybe my answer is that I feel a mission for the build the best sound what it's possible and bring more this for the people. Because last time I understand how is important good sound, right sound, and music finally for the people, for the people emotions. It's actually it's like therapy. It's like very powerful instrument for influence to the people, and then to make people better. Finally, I think. And according this, maybe all another things is not so important. Yeah, thank you.
So thank you very much, Mr. Vasillikov, for your time. I really appreciate it. And see you later with the show. I will come to take a look of the speaker and listen it for it. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Ciao, ciao.